This is my Hatchhyack Deadly Millburn deck. A copy of the leader. 4 Mirror Creator Absorb. 4 Black Man Sane Splintering Mind. 4 Full Mission Accomplished. 4 Oceanic Shenron Negative Energy Explosion. 4 Gold Tanks Fusion Renewed. 4 Supreme Kai of Time Labyrinth Unleashed. 4 Goku Making an Entrance. 4 Dr. Leche. 4 Deadly Defender Goku. 4 Further Indestruction Champa. 4 E Supreme Kai. 4 Power Burst. 4 Instant Transmission 10 times Kamehameha. 4 Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta Supreme Saiyan Power. And 4 Toa Dark Demon Realm Sciences. So this is a skillless version, a non-skillless version of Deadly Defender Burn deck. Adds mill to the deck, well, just the deck's ability, the way the deck works, of course. Since it's a 60 card deck, your opponent tends to run out of their deck more fast than you do. And we have Shenron to help us mill our opponent 4 cards if they attack. Wait, yeah, if opponent. I get the attack and play this card. If you played a card, your opponent can't attack for the turn. Yeah, when they attack it. Can't attack for the turn unless they mill the top 4. So this is our topo, but it's like our mill topo. So our opponent will mill in order to attack. So obviously we can take advantage of that. This is a blocker, so of course, it's awesome because I like combining blockers with topo to make them, to make it more defensive, to increase the chances of my opponent not being able to, deal me damage, but get the mill off, right? I mean, get the effect off of topo, right? Topo does the hand destruction, this does deck destruction, essentially, right? So I love that. So this is the reason I built the deck, was because of this new card from set 14. So I was like, alright, let me update this deck. So that's where the mill would come in from that. And of course burn would come from Vegeta, Unison, or Splinter Mind Vegeta. And then of course Deadly Defender. It just adds more defense. We have blockers, a whole bunch of counterattacks. This is a counterattack blocker, this is a counterattack blocker, so it allows us to block 2 attacks for 1 card, which is always great to have. Especially in this day and age. You want to block up to 3 attacks: leader swing, unison swing, and at least 1 battle card swing. So having counterattacks, battle cards that can potentially stop 2 attacks is useful. So yeah, I like that. Dr. Leche. Permanents. You can only play black battle cards, and this card can't attack into your battle area. You can only play black battle cards in your battle area. Although when a battle card attacks, the player who attacked can't attack with tokens, battle cards with energy cost 7 or less, other than the card they attacked with for the duration of the turn. So this already reduces your opponent down to essentially 1 battle card swing per turn, unless they have an 8 cost or higher to swing with. And then we have active main. Once per turn, place the top card of your deck under this card. Place the top card of your deck into the drop area and then draw. To awaken, if you have only black cards in your energy area, choose 3 cards from under this card, place it to your drop area, draw a card, and then flip this card over. When it's awakened type permanent, you can't play black battle cards in your battle area. Although when a battle card attacks, the player who attacked with the card can't attack with tokens of battle cards with energy cost 7 or less, other than the card they attacked with for the duration of the turn. Second auto, when this card attacks, this card gains 5k power for the duration of the turn, and you draw a card. So it's a 20k on the awakened side when it swings. That. We got 3 winning concepts. Of course, I mentioned the burn and the mill, but we also have the Mirror Creator Absorb, either Pink Kai or Trump, win con, because, our deck is pretty thick, being 60 card deck, and after Legend's ability to make us mill cards, our graveyard will get filled up pretty quick. Our drop area will get filled pretty quick. We can easily overwhelm for Mirror Creative Absorb and get him really high attack power. Get him up to like 70k power. Swing, throw in an Issa Pink Kai, and get him to 80k double strike. That should be more than enough to get that attack to go through, right? And end our opponent out. That's one win con right there. Of course, getting our opponent down to 1 life and burning them with Splintering Mind for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Innocent. So Splinter Mind has the auto. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the sword, which is always good to do. Auto Sparking 7. When this card attacks, if your leader card is black, which it is, you may choose 2 cards in your life, send it to the warp. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's life and send it to the warp. So that's where our burn is from. So careful how you use this. Obviously, you don't want to overwhelm Mirror Creative Absorb and then try to do this. Something you could do is obviously play a Black Mass and Splintering Minds. Try to trigger his burn ability just to get your opponent down to kill range for Mirror Creative Absorb and then overwhelm and then finish your opponent off that way. No, can't. Keep forgetting. Keep forgetting my own effect. No, you can't do that combo. Because once you attack with Black Splintering Mind, Leader's ability will trigger and Mirror Creative Absorb cannot attack because he's a 7 drop. So you can't do that. Just like you can't play 2 Splinter Minds in the same turn and burn your opponent for 2 because of the Leader's effect. So keep that in mind. Sometimes I keep thinking of doing that, like playing more than one thing. I keep forgetting the Leader holds me back. It holds me back. We got a few food that should accomplish. Active main, pay 2, remove this card from your drop area from the game. Now take a warp from the game. Choose up to 1 black battle card from your drop area or warp with energy cost 7 or less and add it to your hand. So this is the way you can get back your Creative Absorb if he ends up in the drop. Same thing for Splintering Mind. Or if they're in the warp, you can grab them with fruit mission accomplish. So he acts like an extra copy of them. He also acts as an extra copy of anything else you want, if like Goku making an entrance, or any of your other counter attacks. Oceanus, she's a blocker with counter attack. Choose 1 card in your hand and discard it, just like Toho, right? Negate the attack and play this card. If you played a card, your opponent can't attack for the turn unless they place the top 4 cards of their deck in their drop area each time. Now, I'm assuming this is worded accidentally wrong. This is if you played this card, right? Then you get this effect. But let's say that that's not the case. Then obviously you'll want to drop this, and then you'll want to play one of your negates, like Power Burst, since you can play Power Burst for free. With the sparking ability to play power Burst and then be able to trigger that effect. So have that as an option or making an entrance. So keep that in mind. I'm hoping that this is just worded wrong and you get this effect off the bat. If you have to play an extra card in order to get that mill effect, then that's where the Power Burst will come in. And then permanent during your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3. So it's a 2 drop, a lot like Topo. Auto, if you're that part doesn't matter. But the leader's not Shadow Dragon. We're just using it for its blocker skill, its counter attack ability, its hopefully its ability to mill. So we can use that as a win con. Like Killing our opponent. Go Tank's Fusion renewed. Blocker, counter attack. Send 3 cards from your drop area to the warp. Negate the attack and play this card. Permanent, if you have a battle card with an energy cost of 6 in play, and it's your opponent's turn, use the cost of this card in your hand by 1. We won't have that, so obviously. This would be cool if this said 5 for like 5 or less. But this says energy cost of 6 specifically. Or if it's at 6 or less, that'd be kind of cool. Because then this would count for it. Anyway. So this will cost 3 to play, but it's a counter attack and a blocker. So you can negate 2 attacks, obviously. Then has the auto, when this card attacks, place up to 3 black battle cards from your warp into your drop area, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less and send it to the owner's warp. Which is obviously really good in keeping our opponent's board under control. Gotta get rid of any attackers. Then now we got Supreme Kai of Time. Counter attack, negate the attack of this card. Permanent, if you or your opponent have 3 or more cards in their warp, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So it will cost 1 in that regards. Auto, if your leader card is black, but this card is played using its counter attack skill, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to its owner's warp. At the end of the turn, play that card. Play any card sent to the warp by the skill to the owner's battle area if their skill is negated for the turn. So obviously, what you want to do with this is you'll want to use this on a leader swing or unison swing, and then use the auto on one of your opponent's battle card, especially if it's a problematic battle card like a battle card that has dual attack or something similar to that, or just a problematic battle card in general that you don't want your opponent to have for the turn. Just be able to get rid of it. So this is how you'll be able to stop 2 attacks off of 1 card. Then we have Goku making an entrance. Counter attack, negating attack, play this card. This card has 0 combo power, so keep that in mind. But there's times where you can combo it, even though it gives you no combo power, and still should combo it just to get it off the board. In order to get it back from the drop with Power Burst. Obviously, so it combos well with Power Burst. It is a 5K, so you can't use it as an attacker with like a Champa or E Supreme Kai. Make it a 15K double strike at least. It's one thing you can fit. Then we got Dr. Legend, the Departed Spirits. It's a blocker, 10K blocker. Auto, when you play this card, place the top 2 cards of your deck into the drop. Active main, pay 2. Your leader card is black Machine Mutant, which it is. Play this card from your drop area, so it's a reusable blocker. You typically only want to bring it back, just bring back 1 at a time. Unless you really, really need multiple blockers. You typically would just play one at a time. So we have Deadly Defender Goku, 20K with Barrier. Permanent during your opponent's turn if your leader card is black, which it is, and this card is in rest mode. Opponent's cards can't attack leader cards, and this card gets negative 5K power. So it's a 15K with Barrier on your opponent's turn, and your opponents have to attack this first in order to attack the leader. And of course, you'll try to keep this out and play longer by comboing, by negating attacks, just so that way it can appreciate your ability to last longer. So, stats. We have Further Indestruction Champa. You combo with this card for 1 energy, get 10K boost and double strike. Hidden Power E Supreme Kai. Combo with this card for 1 energy, get 10K boost, and you can give whatever you're attacking with double strike. It's optional. Power Burst. counter attack. If your leader card is black, which it is, negate the attack, then choose up to one black battle card with an energy cost of 1 from your drop area or warp and add it to your hand. Target for that is Goku making an entrance. Permanent Sparking 5. If you have 5 or more cards in your drop, you can take a card from your life, add it to your hand, and play this card for free. Instant transmission 10 times Kamehameha. Counter attack, negate the attack, then place up to 2 black battle cards from your warp to your drop area. Active main, pay 1 black, choose 2 cards from your hand and send them to the warp. Add this card from your drop to your hand. Obviously, this is the way you'll get cards into your warp in order to reduce the cost of Supreme Kai of time. So there's synergy there. And of course, we have ways to get stuff. And of course, just by playing the instant 10 times transmission 10 times, instant transmission 10 times Kamehameha to negate attack, we can put those cards back into a drop if we need them in our drop. Especially if it's stuff like Dr. Leche, Too Much to Accomplish, Splintering Mind, stuff like that. Stuff that we want to get back to our drop. Especially if we're going to use Full Mission Accomplished to get it back from our drop. Then we got, so this is our reusable negates, obviously. This is our Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta Unison. We mainly use it for its -5 ability, active main, pay 4 black energy, send 1 card from your opponent's life to the warp. So this is one way this is one of our ways of obviously burning our opponent. So you can obviously play this. We have 2 copies of this. You can play it for 4 energy, give it a second copy to give it a marker, so that's 5 markers. Then remove the 5 markers and pay 4 energy, black energy to burn your opponent for 1 energy. So that way you can do it as soon as turn 8. So it wouldn't be that hard to install with this deck. Just to burn your opponent for 1. This should be enough to end up to burn your opponent out. And then we got Toa, Dark Demon, Realm Sciences. Permanent, this card can't attack if it has 2 or fewer markers, so it needs 3 or more in order to attack. It's a 20k body. Auto once per turn when one of your opponent's battle cards is removed from your battle area by a skill or KO'd, add a marker to this card. +0 ability, active main, choose 1 card in your hand, discard it, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 3 or less, and send it to the owner's warp. This effect will trigger the auto first, so she'll give herself a marker when you trigger that effect. -4, active main ability, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards that gain control of it. Taking like a dual attacker or a blocker, obviously really good targets for this effect. She has a 20k body, so take advantage of swinging with her before you activate her active main. Now we can try to get multiple attacks out there. Of course, this is definitely a good card. You want to start the game off turn 1, get her out there, so get her start doing her +0 ability, so you can start giving her markers. Then we can get her up to 3 markers, so you can start swinging with her. Of course, you could obviously play her for 2, right? Then use her +0 ability to warp battle card, so she'll end up 3 markers, and then start swinging. Start swinging with her. So that's obviously a way you could use her. Let's see. Already mentioned Mirror Clear Absorb. The fact that you can use that with Champa, Supreme Kai for Rincon. Not much else here. Pretty simple, straightforward. See you at the end of the video.